even afterwards, like that person in Virginia. And then the moderator goes, okay, and now next question.
Yeah.
Force her to answer the question.
Yeah, but economic policy, was ready to lower rates and shit like that.
So that's his fault. He needs to be more prepared.
Yeah.
We're not like making excuses here. You need, this is the job, and you need to be prepared for the job.
Yep. And then even to the preparation thing, like, do you have a plan? I have a concept.
It's one that really resonated amongst people. I was watching at a bar, and it was actually a mixed crowd. There was some conservatives there as well. The 15,000 in 2020 though.
Well, I think we were in a pandemic and just being like, look at what the fuck is going on. This guy caused it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We want hope. We want positivity. You don't need to tell us the country sucks and the migrants are coming and destroying everything. That just tell us how you're gonna fix it. Tell us how you're gonna make it great again.
Yeah.
That was
the Mandarin duck.
I mean, that's convenient.
Yeah,
that's what I said, being racist. And turns out I fucking nailed it.
Okay, but in all seriousness, I feel like you guys.
They're really pretty.
I don't know. I'm not getting any reaction out of you guys.
Hold on, say it different. Say it different.
Like I
big birds that were walking around.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
How do we know he's not trying to save the bird?
Can I tell you something now? I'll tell you for a fact.
The bird was injured.
Can I tell you how I know? Because when we lived in Miami, we lived in a neighborhood where people were eating all like mallard.
It's true, dude. They come from places where there's not a lot of food. That's why they're here.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just got food protected. That's crazy.
It is actually on some levels insulting.
It's immoral.
It's insulting.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely am kind of like, eating someone's pet is crazy because if someone else owns it and that's stealing. It's almost like taking someone's bike.
It's more theft.
Yeah.
To be honest, if he didn't say and dogs, I wouldn't have had a problem with it.
Yeah.
I believe that in you.
Yeah.
I believe that in you.
Yeah.
I do believe that.
They're eating cats. Good riddance.
But it's other people's
That's the iguanas
pets.
of New York City.
Yeah. Yeah. There's just another Haitian person who was like, yo, I was going to eat that. And then they stole my.
What do you mean?
Like a
by
different country. Like if Madagascar was like, hey, we want to be a part of America. They should be allowed to like apply, and then we can.
You incentivize American companies to build up, make their own stuff,
and then
build up manufacturing.
And then the only way that, let's say China, let's say for profit off of elections. Now, how can we do that? The everyday man, the regular folk.
There's no way for us to do it.
Mark, I'm going to make you eat your words.
No, don't.
I'm going to fucking make you eat those goddamn words. Okay? Steak has made it possible for us to profit off elections as well. They fucking did it, bro. The dumplings did it, and they need to be punished.
Wow.
I agree.
Okay? Through an education system.
Oh, man. Biggest news of the night.
What's the biggest news of the night?
Y'all mother. She threw her support.
What this really made me wish Vivek had won the primary. He's too brown to win a Republican primary, but I feel like, of course I love.
He also just speaks too far above the average like intellect. Like he can't dumb it down. And
Yeah,
I think that's
it's a
gonna
real
be
issue.
It's going to be his. I think that's why he should be in like an advisory or cabinet role because he needs.
A second that the whole world is talking about this
some
debate.
other shit.
Yo, this is genius.
Yo, but what's so interesting about this, and like, I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to be understanding. He fathered a kid out of wedlock.
Who's this?
Dave Grohl is the lead singer of the Foo Fighters.
Okay.
Used to be the drummer for Nirvana.
He used to be the drummer for Nirvana. But he has, over the last 30 years...
Why would you do
Exactly.
that? This is craziness.
Why? When I hear these people arguing over abortion, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, there's no babies.
You can see so many other girls.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Define
exactly.
tall. I don't know, like 5'9". No, but like, yeah, exactly. It's like, you're with the tall guy, he's gonna bang his head on shit a little bit, and that's something you have to expect.
Both heads.
Fight.
I'm like, do the whole neck breaking thing with a duck like that. That's a little.
What
too much.
video you see about this neck
Nah, like
breaking?
the way you kill it.
I don't think that was the goal of the campaign. I think the goal of the campaign wasn't for them to spout out disinformation. I think the goal of the campaign, it's like, hopefully when I leave, those people there go, wow, he like really took some time to understand the culture, like, and really figure out what's going on here. That's a peculiar thing. It's also like, this is a stupid way of saying it. It's like my way of saying, thank you for coming out.
Oh.
But it's my way of going, hey, like, I'm not just going to make this only about me. I want you to know that, like...
Influencers produce content blaming the Crocus City Hall attack on Ukraine and the U.S.
But that doesn't mean that they were forced to make that content. It just means that that content aligned. How did he phrase it? He used specific language.
I don't remember.
It was a planning error.
Yeah.
And basically what happened is they had all these people and they didn't have enough food to feed them. And they said there's even letters from the guards like, would the humane thing to be to do is kill them instead of having them all starve slowly throughout the winter. Okay. Now here's the interesting thing about this, right? None of us have read anything about World War II.
Mm-hmm.
None of us can refute that.
Conversation, there is a basic assumption of facts that they don't always reiterate them. Like, you know, like when comics hang, like the jokes will be dark and fucked up.
Yeah.
Because there is a basic assumption, like, yeah, we're comics. Like, I'm making fun of like your dead dog because that's what we do. And that's what, like, we're friends like that. So I wonder.
Moment, right?
Yeah.
And nobody really cares. Like,
Yeah.
if somebody's talking about like what, you know, Alexander the Great really did or what he really conquered, and someone has an alternative take, it's not like the Macedonian community is coming out. Like, well, actually, technically, his body didn't go to Egypt and it went over here, and we have maybe a few people, but it's so distant.
It is funny that sometimes you will see people doing this, and you're like, "Wait, what's going on?"
Yeah, you don't
like,
even
I was
know.
talking about
Who cares?
Mohenjo-daro, like
What's that?
Mohenjo-daro, like this ancient civilization.
And then making it a little more Japanese, like
I'm going to cut you off because India got imperialized, got conquered. India was supposed to have an entirely different trajectory. It got robbed, pillaged, raped, fucked. Now I have a sensitivity to it. England didn't get imperialized, robbed, pillaged, raped, fucked.
Like they took all their resources, and Africa's still a poor continent.
I mean, like, I just know that you don't have anything to substantiate that. So it's like, there's no way to. We're living in like a world where like there's no way to prove the trajectory would have gone completely positive. There could have been infighting.
I don't know
and
if it would have
war
been positive.
and,
I don't know if it
like,
would have been completely positive.
Yeah.
But it would have been, I said it was just completely different trajectory. I didn't say it was, that's why Italy wouldn't bother me as much. Also, maybe just Italian culture is cooler to me or whatever. So the Italy thing, I'm like, I get it more for Italy than England. England, I also think if you have a problem with the people coming in, that's a little different than saying, hey, if you're going to come here, just assimilate.
So long as you assimilated to being Roman. Like, I don't think they had the same even understanding of like race and ethnicity the way that we do now. I don't think they saw people as like, oh, you are an African person or you are an Asian person. I think they were like, you are Roman or not Roman. And so, is that fair?
Unless you were Jewish and they put you in the ghetto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that is.
That's where I feel like it's a little bit different.
But if it's a country that you have no connection to at all,
I get it more. Then I get where they're coming from more.
that's okay. Then
That was my point about India. And
Sorry for being reductive about your point.
no,
That's
it's
my
fine.
bad.
But this strikes me every time I go to India.
Father went to all the concentration camps. He saw it.
And so just to substantiate what he's not saying this guy is right. He's just saying we can't prove him wrong because we've accepted it as right, so we don't do the research to refute that
But
point.
you can't prove him wrong
we
in the
haven't
moment.
we haven't done the research.
Watch this.
We just accepted
it's
it.
like this. It's like this. If he came up to me, he's like, "You know, you were really born September 23rd." I go, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, you were born. You know." I go, "No, I was born October 30th." He's like, "No."
That's just what your parents told you.
Yeah, his parents told you. Like, you know, there's a report from the hospital at Mount Sinai that there was an Andrew Schultz born on the 23rd. I don't have any information.
Well, you have the birth certificate.
What? I wanted to speak hyperbolically.
Yeah.
And I think that is what he gets off on. I think this guy loves the fact that the internet is going crazy because that's why he that's why he defended Jim Jones and that whole thing. That was completely misrepresented. He was actually a civil rights hero. Like, this is what he does. Like we were saying,
Yeah.
it's a comedian, taking a contrarian
Right, yeah.
take.
Which
and
I think
justifying.
Wasn't he an intelligence officer? What was
I think he was. Yeah.
something?
But I think that's